What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another day, another dollar with you, boy. We're going to be breaking down the futures contract once again. We're going to go over our ES and we're going to go over the NASDAQ. I'm going to try to run through it really quickly. We're just going to look at the bigger picture and then kind of discuss what happened today. I'm not going to go into the technicals like I normally would. I just kind of want to make this a quick overview video of what the larger picture is looking like. We did have rollover officially start today, so we are now officially trading the December contract. Some people started trading it last week. I did not start trading it until today, and by trading I mean I just sat there and watched it, because when it comes to rollover, things tend to be a little wacky, and I try not to trade the first few days, especially the first day of rollover, as it is kind of wacky price action, and you'll see that here in a minute on the 30-minute time frame. As well as if you traded today, I guarantee you've seen how wacky the price action can be, and that's part of the rollover. As well as we do have economic data coming out. I believe we have economic data coming out Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not quite sure. I just know there's a number out there, some type of data that's going to help drive this market one way or another. However, I'm just going to continue to look at it and trade it with whatever market generated information is given to me. So with the rollover, things are going to look a little different on our chart. You're going to see kind of like a premium gap on our daily. We're just going to ignore it. We're going to act like it's not even there. The daily, the weekly, and the monthly are all in balance. Okay, that's all that matters. That's the bottom line. Monthly, weekly, daily, all in balance. And you'll see that right here. So we are looking at our monthly time frame. We closed out last month. We pushed down pretty good, a low of 43.50, putting our monthly back into a balance, stopping that one time framing up. Remember, one time framing up just means we're setting higher highs and higher lows. Stopping that one time framing means we've took out a previous time frame's low, right? So we're not taking out highs. We're not setting higher highs. We took out a low and we set a lower high. So lower high, lower low, that stops the one time framing up, putting ourselves into some type of trading range, aka balance, right? So that's what I mean when I say balance. So we are in a balance, or aka trading range. For the monthly time frame is 46.3350 at the high end and 43.50 at the low end. A couple weeks ago, even to a month ago, I was looking for this market to come back into a balance and maybe consolidate and back test above that 4,300 level and get some consolidation before we do push up into that January of 2022 all-time high. And we are kind of getting exactly that. I mean, it might not be picture perfect. We didn't get the exact back test of that 4,300 to 4,327 level, but we got relatively close, right? And that's why I like to see whenever we can see the market and kind of have an idea of what is possible. And right now we are getting consolidation, finding acceptance of price above the 4,300 level, which is what we're trying to find out right now. Do we find acceptance above 43? Do we find acceptance above 45? And then ultimately, do we find acceptance above the 4,600 level on our monthly standpoint, and then push up into that 4,800 level? So I do think at some point in time, maybe going into the year end, we will see us rally up and take out, or get near, at the very least, get near that 48.0825 level. Heck, we might even do it in January of 2024. We do still have a few more months left, so let's not hop ahead of ourselves, but it is a good possibility that we'll see it near the end of this year or going into the beginning of 2024. And at that point, I think we'll be into more of a bullish market from a technical standpoint. So let's look at our weekly. And you'll see that our weekly time frame, how it looks inside the monthly range. You can see how it's just kind of bouncing from one end to the other, waiting for us to come out to the other side, right? So the weekly just continues to try to grind back. We tested the lows, right? Couldn't take out the lows. Rotation back up towards the high is what our balance kind of sets us up for from a weekly inside the monthly, right? So our weekly bouncing around inside that monthly trading range. Now let's pull up our weekly balance. Now last week was an inside week. This week we are looking to come out an inside week up is what we're looking to do. As we've already gotten above last week's high, and I think that's mostly due to the premium that was put into this contract, as this is the continuous contract on TD Ameritrade. However, we are still in a weekly balance being 45, 47.50 to a low of 43.50. We're in a pretty decent trading range here for the weekly time frame. If we get above that 45, 47.50 level, you will look to rotate up higher, get to that 46.19.25 next weekly high, and then the 46.33.50 yearly high that we set back in July, and then ultimately get that 46.60, which is my target from back on January of 2022, and then ultimately continue to grind up and hit the rest of these weekly highs. So not too much standing in our way if we break out a balance to the upside, especially coming out of an inside week up. And like I said, we do have some economic data that could be driving this market to the upside. So weekly balance, looking to push higher, looking to break out a balance and begin to one time frame up, meaning setting higher highs, setting higher lows. All right, let's go ahead and look at our daily. And our daily time frame. This is where things are going to look a little funky because of the premium gap. You can see that here. So yeah, things are looking a little weird on our daily time frame. So it's showing that I have balance up here for some reason. I guess it didn't adjust. But our balance area, see, this is where things are going to look a little weird. I'm trying to figure out. 47.50 is the weekly balance high that we're looking to get over. See, let me show you what SPY looks like. Was it this one? Yeah. So this is what SPY is going to be the better one to look at from a daily standpoint, to kind of show you more or less what the daily balance looks like. So in SPY, we just barely stretched it in the SPY today. But this is going to be your daily balance high right in this range right here that I just highlighted. And this is going to be your balance low that I'm highlighting, right? So we're trading for SPY between 48.45 to 42.73 in SPY. Now, we closed above the 50-day moving average and above the 20-day moving average. Do we start to find acceptance once again above the 50 and above the 20 and begin to grind back up, breaking us out of some type of balance? That is a good estimate there. Let me find my actual contract here. But you can see how that, it just doesn't look right as far as our balance area goes. Now let's look at our 30-minute time frame, and you can kind of see more or less what the actual balance area high would be, which is that 44.94.25. That high right there is our balance high. The balance low being this low down here. Why is things all of a sudden jacked up? Oh, it's because this is the U contract. Why is it showing U? Oh, hold on. My bad, guys. I'm looking at the wrong contracts. This is the Z contract. This is what we're looking for. Okay. All right. Oh, see how these... Oh, goodness. You see how confusing this shit can be? All right. So now that we're looking at the December contract and not the September contract, balance high, is 45.43.50. Our balance low is 44.83.25. Right now, we got near our balance high, and we backed off just a hair early on in the day. Could not get back down to that 9Y point of control on our intraday, but we are looking to fill the gap that starts at 43.50 up to 45.51 even. That is where the gap will fill, and if we do that, we should push up to the 12Y point of control up here at 45.62.25, no problem. And then at that point, the daily will have been one time framing up. So that is our balance area. If I'm were to put this into blank, this is what it's going to look like. This is your balance area right here. Balance area. That is the high of your trading range. This down here will be the low end of your trading range. Right? So that is your resistance. This is going to be your support down here. You're looking to come out of this trading range to the upside and break it with some pretty good movement. As you can see, today's price action was rather choppy. We pushed down early on in the day, didn't get much for our efforts, couldn't even get down to that point of control down here. I'll pull up those destinations again. Couldn't even get down to that 9Y point of control down here, and then we just grinded back up. Now things were a little bit different when it came to the NQ. In the NASDAQ, you know, they're also in balance. Same look for balance, right? Their balance high being 15,710 is going to be your balance high area. So 15,7. Ooh, that's not what I was looking for. But 15,710 is the balance high. Your balance low being 15,352. So you are trading within this range right here. If I can use my mouse properly. So you're trading within this range right here. This is your resistance that I'm drawing in. And this is going to be your support area that I'm drawing in right here. So above basically 15,700, you are bullish. You are looking for this market to run one time frame up and go test 40 or 784, and then 15,845 will be your upside targets for the NASDAQ. On the downside, you are bearish basically below 4,300 essentially, or excuse me, 15,300 is what you are bearish below. That is your balance low down here. Odds favor breaking out of balance to the upside with everything that we've been seeing. However, if we push up, can't take out that 15,700 level, this market will roll over and back test, at least get near the balance low again. So NASDAQ's in a balance, and as you can see today, price action was also rather wacky. Not very clean price action. They go out with a double distribution today. Like I said, I'm not going to get too much into the technicals here, but you can see they did basically the same thing the ES did early on in the day. We pushed down, consolidated for a little bit, and then grinded back up to the upside, except for they have more of an exasperated move to the upside, where they created a set of single prints that started at 46.75 and they filled at 53. They then consolidated up here at the highs. So within that resistance area, like I said, tomorrow, if we open up above the 15,700 level, you will be looking to grind up even higher. However, if we cannot take out today's high, we cannot take out that 15,710 level, this market will roll back over and go back and test this 9Y point of control that they had, or yeah, 9Y point of control down here that I did not mark. So I spent most of my evening Sunday back adjusting everything on these contracts, and clearly I missed something here as far as a point of control, but you'll look to rotate back down to 15,520 essentially if you cannot take out today's high or that 15,710 level. Now let's look at the NASDAQ, or excuse me, the Qs rather, since they'll be a little bit cleaner. Let me just get rid of all these clear drawing set. Yes. Okay. So you can see here the NASDAQ is in the Qs are in a balance, right? So you can see they're in a nice little daily balance here. We'll look at the ETFs for a while until things kind of start to line up again as far as the actual futures contract. But you can see we're in a nice little balance on the Qs. If you trade the Qs, you are looking to get above 377. And then on the downside, 369 is where you want to break, which is basically the 20-day moving average. But like I said, for the ES and the NASDAQ, goodness, I cannot click. ES and the NASDAQ, you're basically looking to come out of balance to the upside, and we're just looking to grind up, essentially. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all had a wonderful day. Catch you in the next one. See ya.